our job there, the Great Northern, I said, okay, we're behind, and you're ready to go. We're going to start the shove right now, and he shoved us right up the hill. So you had a little help from the other switch engines there. And another thing, when I was in Illinois Central too, the Illinois Central for some reason didn't have a runaround track. You couldn't. So you know, they only had to have two extra switches and one 50 feet of track, you know. So they would call the Great Northern crew to see if they were available. You know, a lot of times, if they're available, they'd come over and meet the Illinois Central at the zip feed mill, and take the car and shove it by, and then we'd go out and shove it, run down where it should go, you know. And if the Great Northern was available, then we had to take it over the Rock Island and use their runaround track. That Rock Island crew back then, it's only a two-man job. For some reason, you know, they had an engineer and two switchmen, and we had a three-man job switching. For some, I don't know, if it was Port Railroad or something, I don't know. But when Mud Creek up here had a great big rain up there, I guess washed some of their tracks out. And so, but I guess they said they didn't rebuild them, so they just left Sioux Falls in. Once we got back to stock cars, we pulled them up by the depot, then we built the train up, stuff, then we pulled it way back, let the power out, and power got on and pulled it down. And they did the air test and stuff, and they went. And it actually had they wanted that to go fast as they can to get out of town, you know. Because they had to make a connection, I don't know, had to go to Sioux City someplace, you know. That's where the train went. I don't know if they set them out at Garrettson or what they did. And next thing, they forced the extra board out of Sioux Falls to Sioux City. What happened was Minnesota there and around St. Cloud, Braden and that stuff, they had a ton of snow in '65, and when the snow melted, it flooded the CB&Q tracks along the Mississippi River. They were underwater, so they decided to send all that east stuff down through Wilmer to Sioux City. Then then the Q would take it over the ferry and down to Omaha, then across to Chicago. So they forced me and another guy down to Sioux City, and then they had, then all those trains came from Wilmer. There was a lot of work there, and we worked 11 hours a day for 21 days, and then we slept in the caboose behind the freight office in Sioux City. And then some switch engines we had, all they did is big cars. They had take the switch foreman and the field man down the track, and they'd leave the cars, and they'd pick them up on the end of the yard and take them some other place, and they'd leave the cars. They did that for a shift. And actually, sometimes they had two guys beat at the same time. But that's how much traffic they had. They even sent some St. Cloud crews down to Wilmer, Sioux City, to get in the chain gang because they didn't have enough chain gang returns, people to man the trains. After Sioux City, I went back. Then we went back to Sioux Falls, and then there they put. I went back. I would volunteer to work the road. You know, someone's got a switchman. For some reason, didn't want to work the road, and I would. And we had this the Yankton local. We had a local, well, I went to Yankton, and I worked that job, and most of the cars that we had was grain business or fertilizer business. In Athletics, South Dakota, that's where Milwaukee crossed the Great Northern, and the Great Northern had a little transfer there, like a 3-car transfer, but they abandoned the transfer years ago, and they changed it to Sioux Falls. You know, like if you had 40 cars of gas, you can't. That'd be about how many trips down there would be. And one of the funny things about it is they had we got Lennox there, we had to wait for Milwaukee, then they had an old F7 sitting there. And so we were waiting for Milwaukee. I went down and climbed in and looked at it. There was hardly anything left, and the seats were gone, and the whistle was gone, and a lot of the gauges had gone. It's just somebody just cleaned it all out, you know. Then years later, there's a guy at Minnesota gathered some passenger cars up, diners and stuff, and made a restaurant out of it. And they call it the Bucksnort Junction, the T. And then in that F unit that was at Lennox, somehow he must have bought that, and they added it to the train there at the T. And that stood there a few years. Then they somehow took the train, and they have an 1880 down Interstate 90. They have an 1890s town just west of Murdoch. They took the train there, and I see the train is still sitting there yet. Yeah. And they use it for a dinner train. And on the other, there's I can't remember all the Davis and Viberg and Viola. And then they got to Mission Hill. You could see we were going down the Red River, Missouri River Valley, and well, you could see the whole valley, and you could see Yankton down there. And we went to Yankton. We had. We usually had cars we yanked in the elevator there. Then on the way back, I suppose we picked up a car that were loaded and stuff on the way back. Then we had every little once in a while we had fertilizer in the springtime and stuff like that too. number and stuff. And I was going to say about the interchange check. The Great Northern came over and picked that car off at my feed meal track, you know. Years later, that Sioux Falls made national news because they wanted when they tried to tear down that Zip feed mill. And I guess the Zip feed mill was 202 feet high, the tallest building in Sioux Falls at the time. And it probably was the tallest, it could have been the tallest building in the state of South Dakota. And how they're going to tear it down was, it was explosive to implode it, you know. And I guess when they set the charges off to demolish it, well, the feed mill fell down 6 feet and it ended about a 12-degree angle. And that's how it sat. And I guess if you still go on YouTube, you can Google that up, and they still have that when they exploded it, you know. And I had no idea how they were. And then I guess they didn't know what they're going to do because they didn't know if it's going to tip or what, you know. Right. I had no idea how long it took them to get it out. And then we had another local here that went from Sioux Falls to Marshall and back. Okay, the train master wanted me to work that. I said, well, I can't work that job. That's a 12-hour job. You know, if I work a 12-hour job and drive home and back, I wouldn't have time to sleep, you know. And he said, well, I know that. And I says, if I had a guy from Sioux City, I'd have to, Sioux City, that's where the source supply for those guys were. You know, Sioux City wouldn't send anybody up there to relieve the people. You know, so he said, if I had to call Sioux City, I'd have to give them a hotel room. So I'll tell you what, I'll give you the hotel room. And I said, well, okay, that makes it possible then. See what those guys did, you know, they worked 16 hours, you know, then they'd always tie up at 11:59, you know, 15:59. So if they tied up at 16 hours, then they'd have 10 hours rest. If they tied up short of 16, then they only need 8 hours rest. So if they took 10 hours rest, then they would go to work 2 hours later in the morning, you know, instead of, you know. Now that was that's kind of like a drag-ass local. Where you had all your shorts, and they always had 20, 30 cars on you, you know, to take along with you. So we met the other crew from Wilmer that went to Marshall from the other side, but they'd trade trains and come back, you know. Well, the first place we'd go is Garrettson, and there probably somebody had set out there where we'd switch our shorts and stuff out of the set out, and then we would go. And at Garrettson, for a little folklore, you ever hear the Devil's Glouch? Okay, that's Devil's Glouch is well, what happened was this posse was chasing Jesse James, and when they came to Devil's Glouch, the Glouch was about 20 feet long, you know, and they say Jesse James jumped over that with his horse, you know. But you look at it, well, that's sure a long ways for a horse to jump, you know. but they swear up and down it happened, you know. So now they got a little tourist attraction there, and it's good. Well, let's go see it for yourself. Then the next town was Jasper, and Jasper was, had this red rock like Sioux Falls, but it was a little different kind. It was a quartzite, or I forget just what it is. I guess there's only 2 places in the world they have that rock. There's here in Jasper, Minnesota, and someplace in Turkey. And Jasper has another claim to fame was they had these, just like Sioux Falls, they had these red rock buildings, you know. They used their rock from their quarry, and there's no imported rock whatsoever in Jasper. The next town out of Jasper was Island. And so Norman had that on his, where they had the roundhouse there. He had that on his, he had to show a picture of a aerial view where the roundhouse was and stuff. You still could see it and stuff. And one time he had a car for a spray plane, and he was sitting out there waiting for it when he got there. And I asked him, well, what's in that car that's so hot? And he told me it's a wetner. I said, what do you use a wetner for? He says it makes the water more wet, and where the plants that they were spraying would absorb the spray better, so to kill the weeds. And the next town was Pipestone, and they had a beautiful depot there, but the brick depot, but they tore it down a few years ago. You see that. And then they also, Pipestone has that red rock, that soft red rock, you know, that I guess only the Indians can mine it now, and where they used to, it's easy to form, make peace pipes out of the arrowheads, but then when it got into the air, the rock would harden. And let's see, these towns I can't remember, there's so many of them. There were many of them, but then we usually had switches about every town too. And then they went to Camden State Park. Okay, that place, it went down, I don't know, was it 6 miles or whatever, and it leveled out and it went up again, you know. So it had easy with going down there, but going up out of the park, the engine just dragged along the train because it couldn't make any speed. And in the wintertime, that's where, for some reason, that's where all the snow built up too. But that one year they had to come in Wilmer and blow up with a blower. And then when you went through there, all you can see is 2 rails. Looked out the window of the cab, all you see is snow. And the snow is about a couple feet ahead, above you yet, you know. So they had a lot of snow. Then we got to Marshall, we met another crew from Wilmer there, and we did this, figured out who's going to do the switching and all that stuff, and then we traded trains, and then we went on the way back. And on the way back, we didn't too much, but we did a little bit. It all depends, I think the Wilmer train brought some shorts with it. So we held those on the way back, and then I think we stopped at Carson, South Dakota, and stopped for lunch there, and then we went all the way into Sioux Falls. By the time we got back to Sioux Falls, well, 16 hours they're up. Then I worked that job for it's been a couple months. And then I received the greetings from the draft board. And that was the end of my railroad career in Sioux Falls. And I got drafted in the Army, and I spent my time in the 3rd Infantry, the Old Guard in Fort Myer, Virginia for 2 years. And after I got out, I couldn't hold a job in Sioux Falls or Sioux City. But the agent that hired me, he was working in St. Cloud at the time. And he called me up and asked me if I wanted to come to St. Cloud and work. I said, well, I think I'll try it for a couple months. Well, then it kind of ended up forever. I retired out of St. Cloud. And that's about it.
Thank you, Roger.
You're welcome.
You were talking about.
Well, actually, there's questions.
Yeah. Right.
Sure.
You'd go out on somebody else's track, or they'd go out on your track. Well, you didn't need permission from the dispatcher because this was all yard limits.
Yeah.
So
Actually, you know what? I think the track, one of else was Illinois Central's track.
Right.
And, but they had something, actually, like I said, the Milwaukee went down there and did all the switching, you know. Then like the Great Northern used it, go to the stockyard, you know. So I don't know what kind of agreements they had,
Well,
you know.
yeah.
But we would go, then we could go right over the Rock Island for some reason, just right on our own. You know, I don't know how they did that either.
Well,
But,
for operation purposes, yard limits,
yeah,
the trains could only operate at restricted speed,
right.
stopping short of any train engine or obstruction.
True.
So that's why you could do that without getting a.
I know you can do that, but you think that have some kind of, I must have some kind of a agreement worked out, like for doing the switching of rails, because rails used to spot it. I mean, Milwaukee used to spot it at night, and then switch the meat out and do it at daytime. Okay, now why didn't Illinois Central do that? I don't know. So.
Yeah, and you said at one point they reduced the crew to one brakeman. So when that happened, you usually were in the engine, right? That's
correct. Most of the time, I did once in a while work around. It all depends on who you're working with. And see, on the locals years ago had an engineer and fireman, and then they had a swingman, they call him, head brakeman, flagman, and a conductor. Okay, but the flagman and conductor, the flagman stayed by the caboose and flag. Well, then you only had 3 men out there. Okay, no radios. In order to see around the corner, you gotta have 3 guys. You know, if you have a radio, well then one guy can do it. So if you didn't have a fireman too, well then you have to have somebody up on the seat to pass signals to the engineer. You know.
Anybody that's questions?
Then I don't know why Rock Island they just had an engineer and 2 switchmen on theirs. Any questions?
Yeah, was the Yankton church, you know, that local, was that down there and back in one day, right?
That's correct. Yeah, they went to Yankton 3 days a week and up to Haytide twice a week.
What were the training lengths usually? Did it vary seasonally? I suppose it varied, right?
Training length was maybe, I think the most you had is 10 cars. Okay, I kind of forgot to go on the hay tie line there, and the one thing about the hay tie line too was kind of odd, was these interchanges with other railroads. Okay, all they had is, when you came to the interchange, like for the Chicago Northwestern, all they had was a stop sign there. You had to get off. Then they had a gate on your, you had to take that gate. Well, you had to look both ways first, but then you take that gate and pull it over to the other railroad. Then you had to go to the other side, take that gate off your route and pull it to the other side. So they had a manual interlocking there. And that's all. Then they had it, there's two of them, there's another place too. Wentworth, they had block signals up there, distance signals where you stop. They did nothing. I forget where the other, there's another. Well then, Lake Norton too, when they built the railroad, they didn't go around the lake, they just went right through it. Straight through it.
They had an automatic interlocking at Arlington.
Yeah.
With Northwestern.
Is that Northwestern or Milwaukee?
At Arlington was Northwestern.
Northwestern, okay.
When you worked the Yankton logo, did they turn, was there a turn table in Yankton yet?
No.
You just went the other, you just
Yeah, we just,
ran around and ran the other way?
yeah, we were run backwards, yeah. We didn't turn nothing, no.
Okay.
The other two I was gonna say too, like Illinois Central had a, well, I suppose the passenger train missed.
There had to be a Y, they had a
There must be in a white, I have no,
turn,
there's
they
no,
had to turn the passenger car around.
maybe they took the Y out before I got there, I don't know.
Possible.
You're talking about Yankton, huh?
Yeah, 161, 162 motor car had to be.
Yeah, they turned that.
Run backwards.
No, they don't.
I was going to say too, that Illinois Central had a turntable too, that was a gravity turntable where you had to turn it. But guys in Prairie,
Well, I've got a picture of the Illinois Central timetable here.
I see that.
Turntable here in Sioux.
I see that guy in where did we go up, like a Prairie farm up there?
Prairie Village.
That one
Yeah,
came out to Omaha.
Yeah, that came out with Omaha. I talked to one of the guys here. He said the Illinois Central was the electric one. But on your picture, it had a control cab there
On the Illinois Central.
on that Illinois Central turn. So I thought maybe broke down and they didn't want to fix it, so they made the guys push it by themselves instead of electric.
Well, it's possible.
You know?
I have no idea because the old pictures I have of the Omaha shows both a Armstrong pushing rod and on the opposite end a small platform for what looked like an electric drive motor, but not as large as many as I've seen.
Okay. Now,
So, but by the time it got to Prairie Village, that was gone.
was it okay? That's why when I seen your picture there, when I was in here, there was no control booth, you know. But on your picture, there is a control booth.
Yeah.
So then I thought maybe
It
it was
may not have been used because my picture also had a push rod on it.
was it there? Okay. I know for an engine, that's all you can do is just turn one engine.
One thing I wanted to mention here is that I might have thought that perhaps that motor on the Omaha was air driven. Chicago Northwestern had several of those
Oh, okay.
where they would run the engine up on the turntable and then they would have a hose. They'd connect to to the airline.
Oh, okay.
Hook that hose to the drive motor and open the air, and the locomotive air pushed it around.
Right.
And that was small enough that could have possibly been an air motor and not an electric motor.
That could be too, but, well, that guy, that Prairie Bay there, Prairie Village said, he seen the builder's plate on it. It was electric, that's what he said.
Roger? You mentioned it didn't ship much of the meat traffic over the Great Northern, is that correct?
Pardon me?
The meat from Morel, they didn't ship much of that over the Great Northern?
I think the Illinois Central got the most, and the Milwaukee got a lot, and you get, it's kind of hit and miss. Sometimes you get 6 cars, next time you wouldn't get any, you know, I don't know.
Were those iced reefers or were they mechanical reefers at that time? Or
The
the meat cars?
meat cars were, at that time, most of them I seen were iced.
At Morel or?
Right, yeah,
Okay.
we're right by the stockyard where we loaded the hogs. There was another track that went off, they called the stone hole, and when you brought your refrigerators down, you'd shove them in there. And they would, and then they would take a steam cleaner and clean them out. And before, I suppose they must have, I don't know, they must have, Milwaukee must have done that icing that night before they spotted the cars.
Right. Thanks.
Either you or Jim, was it true that a portion of the Great Northern Line got tore up between Yankton and Bolin, and they used to turn over the scene and dug it into Yankton?
Well, I think there was trackage rights, but I don't know whose track it was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was one or the other.
Right. Okay.
Seems to me like it's all Great Northern track down there. Because we went to Viola Mission Hill,
Right.
so that was Great Northern.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, I think it's Mission Hill and the Yankton. There was a line that came up
yeah, there's a,
Yeah.
there's
to the
a,
southwest.
I think it's Milwaukee.
southeast, Yeah.
there's a Milwaukee, wasn't it?
That rig is still there.
I think Milwaukee, when we went into Yankton, we were right next to Milwaukee, Milwaukee track.
Yeah, because they operate up there to Yankton and then head up north now, out of Yankton. Was it, as far as the power, was it a GP7 on all the roads?
Well, going to Yankton and Hata it was. But GP9 on Marshall Turn. He had a lot more tonnage and stuff on that. We just had a little Jeep, they probably tied up to Marshall.
Okay. Now, my dad was district roadmaster in Watertown, so he had the line from Watertown down to Sioux Falls. And he said it was a washboard effect, up and down.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to double the hills anywhere?
No, no, we didn't have that many cars. We usually had green cars for daytime.
Any more questions? Okay, we have a break, and the next one is at 3:15, so you have quite a bit of time, yeah?
Yeah. Dad wanted to see it, and he can't make it today, so.
Don't you learn anything?
Yes. He missed a lot, but it's all right. He's not doing it. He's in the hospital right now. He caught pneumonia on the trip.